The moment Jay Miller stepped onto campus as a college freshman, she was immediately sucked into a never-ending drama with her roommate, Linda Martinez. Linda, a self-proclaimed heiress who always caused a stir in the entire dormitory. Under the scorching heat of the military training period, things began to explode like a midday fire. From the very first day of admission, all three of us in the dorm room were fed up with Linda Martinez. She walked in with the arrogant air of a princess stepping out of a palace, pulling her suitcase and chuckling loudly. Linda always boasted that she was a genuine rich young lady. From her clothes and perfume to her shoes and handkerchief, she had to emphasize that they were all imported goods. Sometimes, even when opening a bottle of mineral water, Linda would grimace and call out, "Oh, this cap is too tight. Can you girls open it for me? I've never had to touch these things since I was little." That sentence initially sounded funny, but after being repeated many times, it became downright obnoxious. Not only that, but every time it was her turn for cleaning duty, Linda would feign innocence, clasping her hands in front of her chest with a spoiled tone. "I don't know how to do it, girls. Please help me. If I do it, the room will probably be even dirtier." And so, all three of us would work our backs off, sweeping the floor, wiping the windows, and taking out the trash. When the sanitation check results came back with deducted points, Linda nonchalantly shifted the blame. "It must be because you girls didn't do a thorough job. I asked you to do it, after all." Hearing that, we could only bite our tongues and endure. I remembered my father's advice: be humble and value harmony. So I tried to holding it in until my stomach was churning, as if I were about to suffer an internal injury. But a person can only endure so much. One sweltering afternoon, after several hours of outdoor military training, Jay Miller returned to the room, completely soaked in sweat, with only one thought in her head: turn on the air conditioner. I was nearly exhausted, and just wanted to collapse onto my bed and enjoy a bit of cool breeze. Just as I reached out to turn on the unit, Linda immediately scowled, rushed over, and clutched the remote control like a treasure. Her voice was sharp. "Jay Miller, don't you know I'm afraid of the cold? If I catch a cold, who will be responsible?" I was stunned. It was over 30 degrees Celsius outside, blazing hot, yet she claimed she was afraid of the cold. Looking at my two roommates, Jennifer Garcia and Mary Brown, who were both dripping with sweat, with their hair plastered to their foreheads, I couldn't take it anymore. Whether we turn on the air conditioner or not is not for you alone to decide. In a dorm, the minority submits to the majority, I stated firmly. Jennifer immediately chimed in. "Exactly, Linda. It's deadly hot today. If you're cold, put on an extra jacket." Mary also gently added, "Yeah, we'll only set it to 26 degrees. It won't be cold." But Linda glared, her eyes looking as if she wanted to eat all three of us alive. She locked the remote control in her private box and tossed her head. "Why should I put on an extra jacket? If I say no, then it's no. If it's hot, use the fan." At that moment, I felt my blood rush to my head, my heart pounding. The heat combined with the annoyance made my head spin. Without another word, I pulled out my phone and opened the pre-installed remote control app. With just one tap, the air conditioner started up and a cool breeze swept through the room. I felt instantly revived. Linda was so shocked she jumped up, screaming, "Jay Miller, I also contributed money to buy this AC. I have the right to decide. I don't want it on." I glanced at her coldly. "Each of us contributed $10, right? Give me your QR code right now and I'll transfer the money. Consider this air conditioner to have nothing to do with you anymore. If you don't like it, go sit outside." The remark choked her. Her eyes were filled with a mixture of anger and grievance. Linda shouted loudly, "Do you think I'm short on money? Go ahead and turn it on and see what happens." But I didn't bother to argue further. I leaned back in my chair, enjoying the cool breeze, ignoring the dormitory princess boiling with rage across from me. In that moment, I realized that if you keep tolerating some people, they will take the right to bully you for granted. Sometimes you have to be tough to find peace. That evening, after a long, exhausting day of training, I took my flask to the cafeteria to get hot water to make some refreshing tea. The water fetching area was always crowded. Steam billowed up, and everyone was jostling, sometimes complaining about the long wait. While I was busy keying, I suddenly noticed Linda Martinez standing right next to me. In her hand was a pink glass cup with a kitten print as gaudy as its owner. When she turned, perhaps in a hurry, Linda carelessly splashed the boiling water out, hitting the back of my hand. Ah! I flinched, nearly dropping my flask. The scorching water made my hand red and painfully throbbing. Instead of apologizing, Linda just glanced at me, her eyes showing a mixture of guilt and annoyance. She pouted and immediately scurried away as if nothing had happened. I took a deep breath, swallowed my anger. Getting into a row wouldn't accomplish anything, only waste energy. When I returned to the room, I was surprised to see Linda Martinez sitting absently at her desk. Her long hair was soaking wet, water dripping onto her shirt, but she didn't bother to dry it. Her face was gloomy, as if burdened with 1,000 worries. I raised an eyebrow, gave her a quick look, and then ignored her, not wanting any more involvement. The next morning, as expected, Linda Martinez really did catch a cold. She excused herself from military training, curled up on her bed with a blanket pulled over her head. In the afternoon, when the three of us opened the door, a sudden gust of cold air hit us. In the already stuffy room, the air conditioner had been turned on. I frowned and looked over at Linda's bed. Sure enough, she was sitting up, her face red with anger. "What are you looking at?" Linda screamed. "I told you not to turn on the air conditioner. Now I have a cold, and you all better pay for the medicine." All three of us stood frozen. Jennifer and Mary were inherently gentle and didn't dare to confront a wealthy young lady like her. Their faces flushed, but they remained silent. But I was different. I crossed my arms and smiled coldly. "What evidence do you have to prove that your cold is because we turned on the air conditioner?" Linda froze, not expecting me to retort. She bit her lip. "Who else could it be if not you people?" I snorted, my voice sharp as a knife. "What if it's because you spilled hot water yesterday and stood in the wind without drying your hair? You brought this upon yourself. Don't blame others." Linda's eyes briefly avoided mine. I was even more certain I was right, but she still tried to salvage the situation. "Poor people like you can't even afford small medical bills. Truly inferior." That comment made me clearly see the embarrassment in Jennifer and Mary's eyes. I glanced at my two friends and then suddenly tumbled onto the floor. "Jai!" Jennifer shrieked, rushing over to touch my forehead, feigning panic. "Oh my God, she's burning up. Is she suffering from heat stroke? Call the nurse immediately." Linda was startled, her face turning pale. "I didn't do it. She fell by herself. You all saw it." I lay there, secretly laughing to myself. She thought she was good at twisting the facts. Now I'd give her a taste of her own medicine. In truth, I was slightly dizzy from the all-day training. The school nurse, who was actually a relative my father had sent to guard against unforeseen circumstances, arrived quickly. After an examination, the nurse prescribed fever medicine and gave me a bottle of cooling water. With a surge of confidence, I held the prescription in front of Linda's face. "What are you looking at? I told you to turn on the air conditioner. Now I have heat stroke. You deal with the medical bill yourself." Linda's mouth dropped open, her eyes wide. "Jay Miller, are you trying to cheat me?" The prescription was only a little over $20, not much, but her exaggerated reaction made me suspicious. Was the rich Miss Martinez just a facade? I narrowed my eyes and smiled faintly. "Cheating? Why, you're the one who always demanded clear accounting. You're a young lady of means, aren't you? Why are you so stingy over a mere $20? Or is the rich Miss Martinez short on cash?" My words hit Linda right in the heart. She was speechless, her face flushed, but she couldn't say another word. That day, I deliberately blocked Linda's path right in the middle of the schoolyard. Under the blazing sun, with the wind blowing, groups of students passed by and glanced at us. Linda was dressed in glittering clothes, a fluffy princess dress, shiny high heels, and a branded handbag casually slung over her shoulder. In the crowd of simply dressed students, she stood out dazzlingly. But in my eyes, that glamour was nothing more than a garish layer of paint over a cracked wall. Seeing me block her way, Linda froze, and the curious students around stopped, instantly turning the spot into a lively stage. Her face was flushed, embarrassed, and furious. Finally, After a few seconds of awkwardness, Linda rummaged through her bag, pulled out a crumpled banknote, and threw it right at me. "Take it. You poor people only know how to make a fuss over money." Snickers echoed through the crowd. I bent down and picked up the bill. Looking at her, the usual arrogance was gone, replaced by the distressed look of a plucked chicken. A strange sense of satisfaction welled up inside me. She played the blame game first. Now I'm just reclaiming a bit of profit. What's wrong with that? I thought to myself. I tucked the money into my pocket and turned to leave. But just as I turned my heel, my foot stepped on something bulky. I bent down and picked up a glittering bracelet under the sunlight. Before I could look closely, Linda lunged and snatched it out of my hand. Her face instantly changed color, her voice shaky but attempting to sound fierce. "This is very expensive. If you break it, can you afford to pay?" I narrowed my eyes. My gaze swept over the bracelet for a moment and a strange intuition immediately flashed in my mind. Why does it look so familiar? That night, I went to the airport to pick up Cindy, my childhood best friend, who was returning from studying abroad. Amidst the bustling crowd, Cindy appeared, looking delicate and refined, simple jeans, a neat white shirt. The moment we met, we hugged tightly, our laughter drowning out the airport announcements. But during our conversation, my eyes unconsciously landed on her wrist. It was bare. I clearly remembered that 3 years ago, when Cindy left, she always wore a delicate bracelet, a gift from her first boyfriend. I stared so intently that Cindy asked, "Jay, why are you staring at my hand?" I casually asked, "Where is the bracelet your boyfriend gave you?" Cindy smiled brightly and replied carelessly, "If you hadn't mentioned it, I would have forgotten. I was in a hurry when I went abroad 3 years ago. I must have left it at home. Now that I'm back, it's the right time to retrieve it." Hearing that answer, my heart skipped a beat. A piece of the puzzle suddenly clicked into place. Could the familiar bracelet I saw this afternoon be Cindy's? To verify my intuition, I followed Cindy to the Smith family's villa. The villa was brightly lit, the garden full of fragrant flowers, but my heart felt anything but peaceful. Instead, a sense of unease lingered. On the way, I casually opened the school's social media. A post was shooting straight up the Hot Topics list. Linda Martinez was sitting in a luxurious Bentley, excitedly waving to a classmate. In the photo, her smugness was unconcealed. I frowned. That car looked very familiar, but the license plate was blurred. The comments section was lively. Could Linda really be the Smith family's heiress? What's noteworthy is that Linda didn't deny it. She even liked the post once and then quickly unliked it, pretending it was a slip of the hand. But that action was like adding fuel to the fire, causing the netizens to go crazy with speculation. I quietly mused. The Miller and Smith families had been close for generations. Cindy and I grew up together. If the Smith family really had another daughter, wouldn't I know? Cindy walked downstairs, her face gloomy. She said, "I distinctly remember leaving the bracelet on the dressing table, but now it's gone." I called my mom, and she said the new maid might have accidentally cleaned it away and to ask later. Those words made my heart sink. The bracelet was missing at home, and I happened to see Linda Martinez owning an identical one at school. The coincidence was too suspicious. Immediately, Mrs. Smith, Cindy's mother, knowing the situation, quickly called the maid to question her. The woman bowed repeatedly, constantly explaining. But there was no conclusion all evening, and there were no cameras installed in the bedroom. The matter was at a standstill. I stood there observing the maid. She looked strangely familiar, but I was sure I had never met her. An image flashed in my mind, the bracelet in Linda Martinez's hand and the picture of the Bentley on the social media. My heart suddenly felt cold. Clearly, this matter was not simple. Returning to the dormitory, I saw Linda Martinez huddled in the corner of the hallway, whispering on the phone, her voice full of resentment. "You stingy jerk, calculating every penny? And you dare to say you have money?" Catching my eye, she jumped, hung up, and snapped, "Jay Miller, didn't your mother teach you not to eavesdrop on phone calls?" I raised an eyebrow and sneered, "Didn't your mother teach you not to block other people's way to make a call?" Saying that, I walked past her, went into the room, and closed the door. I saw beads of sweat on her forehead. I blurted out, "What's the big deal? Not doing anything shady, are you? Why do you look so stressed?" The casual remark hit a nerve. Linda flared up. Jay Miller, are you deliberately targeting me? Just as she raised her hand, I grabbed her wrist. The bracelet on her hand was clearly visible. It was Cindy's bracelet. She yanked her hand back, hiding it behind her back, her face ashen. I smirked. Game over. I was certain it was Cindy's bracelet, one of a kind, not a fake. But how did Linda Martinez get it? I remembered the social media post and her accidental like, so I immediately asked, "Are you really the Smith family's heiress?" Linda smiled, raised her phone, and showed me a photo. She stood in the middle, pointing to two men. "This is my biological father, and this is my godfather." I recognized the man on the left as Cindy's father, but the man on the right was my father. My mind felt like a herd of wild horses was running riot. Linda thought I was scared. She smugly put away her phone and jutted out her chin. "Jay Miller, hurry up and kneel down and apologize. Maybe I'll forgive you for your scam the other day." I burst out laughing, my voice a little too loud. I pretended to be scared, holding my arms and trembling. "Oh, I'm so scared. Are you planning to use your influence to pressure people?" She screamed. "Jay Miller, who is the dog?" I stuck out my tongue and laughed. "I'm talking about you." Too lazy to argue, I turned back into the room. The urgent task was to ask my father where this godfather title for Linda Martinez came from. I texted my father, who was so angry he threatened to send me to Africa to mine coal. "My dear daughter, have you studied yourself into a fool? Your father has been devoted to your mother and me his whole life. He doesn't have a goddaughter." I recounted everything. My father mused for a moment and said, "I've lived a clean life, doing good deeds constantly. That classmate you mentioned, I don't recall. But a few years ago, your Uncle Smith and I sponsored several poor students. Maybe one of them is at your school. Let me investigate." That night, I tossed and turned, wondering if Linda Martinez was one of the sponsored students, but the luxury car in the post felt wrong. The matter of the bracelet also lacked clear evidence. The next day, during military training, the instructor suddenly targeted me. He shouted, "Girl on the right, why are you out of line? Stand at attention in the middle of the field for 30 minutes. The rest of you are dismissed." I met his dark, inky eyes, which flashed with a strange hint of delight. I coldly snorted. A girl like me has to stand in the middle of the field for 30 minutes? Was he strict or mentally unstable? Later, because I wore a ponytail, I was dragged out and scolded. "Do you think this is a fashion runway? Why are you trying to be flashy during training?" I glanced around the class and saw a few others with similar hairstyles. I angrily reported, "My hairstyle is very normal." I looked over and saw Linda Martinez standing behind the instructor, secretly snickering, her hair tied in two brightly adorned pigtails. I let out a cold laugh and pointed. If the instructor wants to address hairstyles, shouldn't he address her first? The instructor turned his head, and Linda Martinez put on a pitiful expression. I thought he would be fair, but he turned back and scolded me right in the face. "Are you the instructor, or am I the instructor? Go run 3 laps around the field. Don't even dream of eating until you finish." The smile in my heart died out. Even a fool could tell I was being made an example of. I glanced at Linda Martinez, who was watching the show, and sneered, "Run for what? I don't think I did anything wrong." He roared, "If you don't run, the whole class will be punished, together." Seeing him drag the entire class into it, I gritted my teeth. "I'll run." Looking at his triumphant face, I felt disgusted. I hate the tactic of using collective morality to pressure others. I lowered my head and ran in the scorching sun. Linda Martinez stood on the side, shielded by an umbrella, laughing mockingly. Oh, Jay Miller was so mighty, wasn't she? Why is she running like a sewer rat now? I was too lazy to reply and continued running. She added, "Beg me, and I'll tell the instructor to let you off." I snorted coldly. "Beg a lunatic like you? Dream on." Halfway through the 3rd lap, my stomach was empty, and I stumbled, about to fall. A strong arm caught me. Looking up, I recognized Ethan, the top student in the major, handsome and imposing. He gently carried me and placed me under a tree, handing me a bottle of lemonade and a sandwich. I widened my eyes, surprised by his thoughtfulness. As I drank the water, I heard his low, warm voice. "Don't worry, bad people will get their karma." When my body recovered, I realized I was sitting on his lap. I jumped up, my face red as a tomato. What did you just say?" Ethan looked at me, his eyes deep. "Your instructor is involved with the girl who just scolded you." I sucked in a sharp breath, my eyes wide. He calmly turned his phone to show me. The screen displayed a clip filmed from a hidden corner behind the school library. The instructor and Linda Martinez were passionately hugging. I was still gaping. He put an earphone in my ear. Murmured whispers played, and I immediately understood everything. My face burned, and I quickly took off the earphones and handed them back, but my heart was soaring. He said the video was accidentally recorded and that I could take it if I needed it. I pressed my lips together and smiled, saying, "Thank you." Before leaving, I asked, "Why are you helping me?" Ethan replied casually, "Good people meet good things." That afternoon, my skin was burned and sun-scorched from the training. Half my body was red as if it had been set on fire. I gritted my teeth and rushed straight into the faculty office, not bothering to knock. The door flew open and the cool air from the air conditioner hit my face, but the anger inside me didn't subside. I recounted every detail about how Linda Martinez was secretly involved with the instructor and then teamed up with him to suppress and bully me throughout the training. My voice was trembling, but every word was firm, as if I wanted to etch it into the cold walls of the room. I thought the faculty head would seriously ask for details and record the evidence. But no. He looked up, his eyes coldly scanning me from head to toe, then let out a sneering laugh full of contempt. "You're the daughter of Mr. Miller Mays, are you?" No wonder. Linda Martinez is the Smith family's heiress, and as for you, a poor person, it's okay to suffer a little. Suffering a loss is a blessing, actually. Those words were like a knife plunged straight into my heart. I was stunned. My entire worldview seemed to collapse in that instant. It turned out that, in their eyes, the truth wasn't about right or wrong, but about family background. I recalled the day I filled out the admission form, to keep my true identity a secret. I followed my father's advice and deliberately wrote his profession as Mays, both strange and vague. Who would have thought that a carelessly written word would become a label that led to discrimination? I bit my lip until it bled, my face turning cold. I didn't say another word. Turning away from the room, I pulled out my phone and dialed a familiar number. "Dad, I need your help right now." Less than 5 minutes later, urgent ringing and frantic voices echoed throughout the faculty office. Before I could even leave the building, I vaguely heard continuous, "Yes, sir," and I apologize coming from behind. My father's phone call, the tycoon of the coal industry, threw the entire school administration into chaos. The matter of Linda Martinez and the instructor was immediately handled. Severe disciplinary actions were quickly handed down. The two of them were devastated, caught off guard. I walked away in the twilight, a cold satisfaction rising in my heart. It turns out that in this society, money not only opens doors, but can also make princesses and even gods bow their heads. That evening, I had dinner with my father in a private restaurant. The food was lavishly presented, prime beef, fragrant, and juice red as a ruby. But the meat in my mouth tasted bland because a message had just flashed on my phone screen. Ethan sent me a link. I opened it and nearly spit the juice across the table. The headline was in bold, "Shock. J. Miller, economics major, accused of stealing best friend's boyfriend." The comment section was in an uproar. Countless accounts cursed me, blamed me, and sympathized with the victim, Linda Martinez. Immediately after, she posted a new status. "I truly didn't expect my roommate, J. Miller, to hate me so much. Perhaps it's because I once shared my family background, making her jealous due to the huge disparity." I bit hard on the fork in my hand, chewing the beef as if it were straw. Linda Martinez's acting was superb. Not enough. She even posted a public statement calling me out by name. "Jay, the instructor, and I are innocent. I don't know why you would falsely accuse me. I hope everyone doesn't misunderstand." Attached below was a fake medical certificate diagnosing severe depression. A perfect script. Public opinion exploded. People pitied Linda Martinez and attacked me. I let out a small laugh. I truly had to bow to her speed in twisting the facts, but instead of panicking, I was calm because I still had one card up my sleeve. Cindy, my best friend, texted me, "Jay, don't get angry. What goes around comes around. Remember this, the higher you climb, the harder you fall." I smiled, a cold glint in my eyes. That night, I released the video of Linda Martinez and the instructors secretly being intimate. The entire school forum erupted. Hundreds of comments poured in within minutes. The curses that had been aimed at me that afternoon were now directed straight at Linda Martinez. Ethan sent me a private message. "Why did you blur their faces? Why didn't you release the whole thing?" I quickly typed a reply, the corner of my mouth slightly lifted. If the truth is revealed immediately, the pain is only once. But being anxious every second is the real suffering. Soon after, Ethan sent me the results of a forensic analysis. Linda Martinez's depression diagnosis was fake. The doctor's signature was forged. I burst into laughter. No wonder he was the top student. He could investigate anything. I then used my main account, adopting a weak, sweet tone exactly like Linda Martinez's usual style, and posted, "I truly don't understand why." I only recounted the truth. Yet, in the eyes of my classmate Linda, it has turned into jealousy. Maybe I was wrong after all. Less than a minute later, the comments below were flooded with apologies. The accounts that had cursed me now unanimously switched sides. Meanwhile, Linda Martinez frantically deleted her spiteful posts, as if she were crushing the mask she had worked so hard to build. The public opinion front had completely turned around. Although some still hesitated due to the Smith family heiress claim, Linda Martinez's image in everyone's eyes had collapsed beyond salvaging. And I, amidst the chaos, quietly took a sip of water, the corner of my mouth curved into a faint smile. The game had just begun. One afternoon, Cindy unexpectedly messaged me. "The small car Linda Martinez sat in and showed off on the forum is our family's car. The bracelet on her hand is too." I asked my father, and he said he never gave her anything. After reading it, I laughed. The last piece of the puzzle was clear. Linda Martinez was simply borrowing other people's glory to embellish herself. Her need for vanity ran deep. I immediately came up with a plan. Soon, Cindy's family would host a large-scale charity gala dinner, gathering many influential figures in the city. That was the perfect moment to expose the glamorous mask of the Smith family's heiress. Since the public opinion backlash, Linda Martinez had been very quiet. When she saw me in the dormitory, she just kept her head down, silently avoiding me like a shadow. I thought she had finally settled down, but the undercurrents were still swirling. One evening, after I finished showering, I walked out, my hair still dripping water, a thin robe draped over my shoulders. In the dim light, I suddenly caught sight of Linda Martinez sitting at my desk. Her hands were trembling, continuously touching my phone screen. Hearing the movement, she jumped, startled, and stumbled to the side like a child caught stealing food. I picked up my phone and saw that the screen displayed a series of failed password attempts. The corner of my mouth lifted, and my voice was mocking. "Looking for the video?" Linda Martinez's face turned red as a pumpkin, her eyes darting around. She couldn't deny it. She screamed loudly, her voice tinged with despair. "Jay Miller, what do you want to delete that video?" I slowly crossed my arms and looked at her like a superior observing struggling prey. "Aren't you very rich? Transfer me $800. Let's see how magnificent the Smith family heiress's spirit is." Linda Martinez turned pale, stomping her foot and shrieking, "Do you think I won't sue you for extortion?" I burst out laughing, my voice cold. "Oh, go ahead and sue, but think, which is faster, the court or the news spreading online? You're the one who taught me to be filial and save face for the family. I'm just learning from you." As soon as I finished speaking, Linda Martinez's face turned white, her lips trembling, her eyes darting around. She clearly knew that in this game, the person holding the knife's handle was me. Looking at her distressed state, I felt a fleeting sense of tiredness. In truth, I never intended to release the video, but if I didn't give her a taste of her own medicine, I feared Linda Martinez would never know her limits. I sighed and intentionally lowered my voice, my gaze sweeping over her wrist. "That bracelet you're wearing is nice. Give it to me, and I'll delete the video right in front of you." Without a moment's hesitation, Linda Martinez tremblingly took off the bracelet and placed it on the towel, her hands offering it up like a sacred object. I took it and put it straight into my pocket. Then I opened my phone and pressed delete on the video right in front of her, letting her watch with her own eyes. Linda Martinez seemed to be released from a nightmare. Her expression immediately revived. She lifted her head, her voice turning sour again. Jay Miller, look at your poor state. A small bracelet is enough to make you so greedy. Take it. It's probably the most expensive thing you've ever touched in your life. I didn't reply, just smiled meaningfully. Meanwhile, my fingers skillfully turned off the voice recording on my phone. The entire conversation, every cruel word from Linda Martinez, was saved. There are some people who won't cry until they see the coffin, and Linda Martinez was exactly that type. That night, the city sky was lit up with endless strings of sparkling lights. From afar, the building where Cindy's family's charity gala was held shone like a palace. Crystal lights from the high chandeliers reflected off the marble stairs, illuminating the guests' luxurious evening gowns and tuxedos. I arrived early, not to show off, but to prepare for the plan I had been brewing. Before stepping into the grand hall, I circled around to the back garden, where roses were neatly trimmed, their fragrance wafting in the air. It was there that I heard faint whispering. Instinctively, I hid behind a wall of vines. Looking up under the soft streetlights, a familiar figure appeared, Linda Martinez. She was talking to a middle-aged woman in a servant's uniform. My heart skipped a beat. I recognized her. It was the longtime maid who used to follow Mrs. Smith. I lost the bracelet, Mom. It's okay, my dear. Tonight, I'm in charge of collecting donations. There are many nice things here. You can sneak out the back door. The woman's voice was trembling but full of doting affection. I sneered. So, the truth was finally revealed. The expensive bracelet Linda Martinez showed off everywhere was not a gift from the Smith family, but stolen goods from someone else's place. My father had already investigated and found that Linda Martinez was just a poor student, sponsored with a scholarship by the Smith family. The photo she showed off with her biological father and godfather was merely a group photo taken with a row of sponsored students. But because of her vanity, her desperate desire to stand above others, she fabricated a glamorous heiress identity. Vanity was deeply ingrained in her bones. I quietly pulled out my phone and switched on the video recording. This moment, all her pretense had reached a point of no return. The gala hall was splendid. Bright crystal chandeliers reflected light onto hundreds of luxurious dresses. The sound of the piano played, melodious but tense, as if signaling the final act of a major play. I quietly approached the donation reception counter. The person in charge, that same maid, was recording a list. I smiled and presented a small black velvet box, deliberately emphasizing my words. This is a gift from Miss Smith. It is priceless. Please handle it carefully. The woman was startled, her eyes gleaming as if she had seen gold. She quickly took it and hid it to one side. I just gave a faint smile and then strode down the hallway leading to the balcony. There was a one-way glass window there. From the outside, one only saw darkness, but from the inside, I could observe every movement. The camera was already recording every frame. The moment the stage lights turned on and all the guests gathered to listen to the opening speech, the back door was quietly opened in a hidden corner. A figure sneaked out. It was Linda Martinez. Thank you, Mom. The rich people have lots of stuff. No one will notice. They're just collecting dust in the storage room. I might as well wear them. Linda Martinez was excited, her hands quickly reaching for the gift box. Through the screen, I clearly saw the greed flashing in the eyes of the mother and daughter. Every gesture, every word was captured on video. I clenched my fists, feeling as if I had a firm grip on the scales of justice. Rumors spread like wildfire. Linda Martinez wore a pearl necklace worth tens of millions. She showed it off all over the dormitory, her tone arrogant. I told my dad not to gift it, but he insisted. It's only worth a little over 10 million. Want to touch it? Authentic goods aren't like your cheap stuff. The whole room was silent. No one spoke. I took a sip of tea and nodded. Don't touch it. Get involved and you'll be in big trouble. The warning was like an ominous sign. Just a few days later, a post shot to the top of the forum, Smith family heiress. Linda Martinez, arrested by police, suspicion of theft. When I arrived, Linda Martinez was being held, her face pale, her eyes red from crying. As soon as she saw me, she screamed like a mad person. It's her! Jay Miller framed me. She even extorted me a few days ago. I lost an expensive bracelet. I laughed softly and retorted, as Miss Miller, why would I be jealous of you? Linda Martinez was stunned, her eyes wavering, sputtering incoherently. The police officer handling the case was a longtime friend of my father, known for his integrity and fairness. He looked at me and nodded slightly. I continued coldly, you always claimed to be the Smith family's heiress, didn't you? I'm just standing here watching. How did I frame you? Just then, the door opened and Linda Martinez's mother, the maid, was escorted in. Walking beside her, Cindy appeared, her expression calm, her voice gentle yet sharp. We're here to retrieve our lost belongings. The atmosphere in the room was heavy, thick enough to choke. Linda Martinez and her mother desperately denied the accusations. They accused me in turn, claiming I fabricated everything and forged the necklace's receipt to set them up. I didn't argue much, just smiled and turned on the video recording of the mother and daughter secretly receiving the goods at the back door. This is fake! She set me up! Linda Martinez screamed in despair. I took a cold step closer. Who are you? Who am I? Who needs to frame whom? If that necklace really belongs to you, then tell everyone what initials are engraved on the clasp. The room fell silent. Everyone's eyes focused on Linda Martinez. She trembled and stammered, CS. The corner of my mouth curled up. Good guess. It is CS, the abbreviation of Cindy's name. But you're wrong because the necklace is engraved in 2 places. The second position is my initial. The police immediately checked. Sure enough, the second engraving was clearly visible under the light. Another officer brought the bracelet back and reported that Linda Martinez's fingerprints were on the surface. That wasn't all. I played the voice recording, Linda Martinez's voice, trembling when I caught her in the dorm asking me to delete the video, followed by her spiteful insults. Her wailing in the recording made the atmosphere in the room even more tense. Linda Martinez and her mother were driven into a corner. Just when everyone thought she would collapse, Linda Martinez suddenly stood up, her eyes teary but flashing with a rare determination. She looked straight at me, her voice trembling but not lacking in challenge. J. Miller, you think you've won? You have money and power, but you don't understand people's hearts. I made a mistake, but I won't fall. One day, I will prove that I'm not someone who only knows how to live off a lie. Her mother frantically pulled at her arm, but Linda Martinez shrugged her off. She turned to the police officer, taking a deep breath. I confess. I stole the bracelet and the pearl necklace, but please, give me a chance. I will return everything and I will work to compensate for the damage. I only ask that my mother is not implicated. The room fell silent. Cindy and I were momentarily stunned. I never expected that in her last resort, she would choose to admit and take responsibility. The police officer turned to me, awaiting my opinion. I looked at Cindy, who subtly nodded her head. I sighed. My father and Uncle Smith helped you because they believed you were a poor student striving to do better. But you took advantage of that trust to impersonate an heiress, bully your friends, and even steal. Every single act is a stain. But today, you dared to confess. I respect that. Cindy and I will not press charges further. Let her have a chance to correct her mistakes. Linda Martinez turned, her eyes red, but no tears fell. She nodded and whispered her thanks. My father and Uncle Smith naturally cut off all sponsorship to Linda Martinez. But thanks to my plea for leniency, she was only required to perform community service and pay damages. The heavy disciplinary action forced her to leave the school, taking her ruined reputation with her. After that, I heard whispers that Linda Martinez had found work at a small store, trying to rebuild her life from scratch. The entire school buzzed for many days. The person who posted the final revealing article on the forum was none other than Ethan. I stopped him at the library, my voice full of doubt. Why did you help me this time? He just smiled and gave a brief answer. Good people will meet good things. I frowned, pulling on the hem of his shirt, refusing to let go. Tell me clearly. I don't understand. He looked at me, his gaze profound, and every word fell like a drop of water onto my heart. The flowers bloom in Shanghai. I was frozen. The sentence was like a key, unlocking a whole door of memories. That night, in the living room, I saw my father looking at a list of newly sponsored students. casually glancing over, I saw a familiar name, Ethan. My father looked up and smiled kindly. Do you remember? When you were in 11th grade and went to Shanghai, you insisted that I sponsor a poor boy. You said he was intelligent and ambitious. I listened to you and put him on the list. My little girl has a good eye for people. Memories flooded back. The image of the skinny teenager from years ago became clear in my mind. In front of the gate of a luxury restaurant, he was surrounded by a group of nouveau rich kids, being insulted and cursed. His old, worn shirt, his hand trembling as he held the tray of food, yet his eyes shone like stars. He never bowed his head. At that time, I couldn't stand it, rushed out, pushed the others aside, grabbed his hand, and pulled him away. He only offered a strained smile, his eyes full of gratitude. From that day, I pestered my father, begging him to sponsor the boy's education. And now, after all these years, that young man stood before me with the same deep, unwavering gaze. The greedy and deceitful people eventually paid the price, but sometimes, in the darkness, there is a light that shines in the opposite direction, illuminating the path of those who truly deserve to be cherished. The journey ahead is still very long, and many more good stories will be sent to you.